Hi my wonderful friends, this is Jay and welcome back to my channel. I think we're coming up on part 5 of my book collection as of 2022. And I'm slowly running out of vacation days to film this for you, so I really need to get on this. I'm having so much fun doing this though. I hope you're having as much fun watching as I have filming this, because I just love looking at all my books and just looking through them and just enjoying all the awesome pictures. For this part 5, we're coming up on the third shelf. Shelf space on my bookshelf where I have all my coloring books, and we're starting with the right side of the shelf, which has all my Asian books, so all my Chinese books, all my Korean books, and all my Japanese books. After this it'll be, well, more or less miscellaneous books, which is why I thought I'd do the Asian ones first. This category hosts some of my very favorite books, and also I think my most expensive ones. So let's just get right into this, right? Because I'm going to start with my most prized possession. This is Serene by Nicholas Filbert. He also goes, I think his full name is Nicholas Filbert Chandranvianata, but I think he goes under Filbert often, because maybe it's just for us Westerners easier to pronounce. This is Serene. He has, I think, at least one other book out, which is called Irene, and I think I got this via his own website, but you can get these through Etsy, I'm pretty sure. But that makes them pretty pricey. So I'm pretty sure you have seen this. It is pretty popular, even though not many people color in this, and I don't think I will ever color in this. This is strictly a just collector's value for the art itself. So yeah, I think he's from Indonesia, so that's where the book comes from as well, and it's just stunning. I think he's a tattoo artist, which you can see in some of the line work he does. And I wanted this for such a long time, and I think for one of my birthdays I gifted this to myself. Since it came all the way from Indonesia, it was pretty expensive. But this is so stunning. I've seen extremely stunning work done here, and the pictures just, of course, get so much better when they're colored, but I'd be afraid that I couldn't do them justice, so I will keep this book untouched, just strictly for looking at them, for looking at the art. And I just love this. Love the book. I think the book is roughly A3 size, so pretty big. And even though there are lots of details because of the size of the book, I think it's not that hard to color in. It's not like, one of the Kobe Roseanne's pictures, which I think if you put them in this size, they would be fine as well. Well, I say that and then I come up to this picture. Okay, this is pretty small, but it's still all recognizable. So he has several different art styles in the book. I think it's some are a bit more anime, some are a bit more realistic, but all of them are gorgeous. And it's a pretty thick book. I mean, I haven't counted how many pictures are in there, but there are a lot. So I couldn't even, pick a favorite one I have. It's just they're all gorgeous. I love this book. I'm so glad I have this. Serene by Nicholas Filbert. Then I have, oh yeah, it's not only that he has Irene out. I think this is Fantasia. This is his first coloring book. And this at least used to be much easier to get. And I think it's still possible to buy, at least when you're from the US. I think that's where I imported this from. This is also by Phoenix Amulet Publishing. I had a couple from there in my PDF collection, when you remember. Maybe you can actually go and download this as a PDF, I don't know, but maybe it's still in print. They reprinted this a couple of times because this was so popular. There are several versions. I think I have the third edition, which has, which I think is single-sided, has better paper and different binding. There are several versions floating around, so don't be confused. So this has, you can recognize this immediately as his work, but there are not only girls in here, like with the Serene, but also all kinds of fantastical figures. Like Phoenix here, koi fish, all kinds. And it's a very, very thick book. It's a lot of illustrations. I actually owned this twice because at some point when they reprinted this, the price for this was actually pretty good, so I just got it twice, one for safekeeping, again as a collector's item, so that I can just color in this one if I feel like this. So this is Fantasia by Nicholas Filbert. So now we get to my Chinese coloring books, and I completely forgot the name from all of them. So I'm just going to write it either in the description box or have a little text in so that you can look up the title and the author, because I forgot. This is actually, I think, a series of coloring books. I want to say it's Dadamao because I have a lot of Dadamao, but I don't know. I think it's one of 3 or 4. I remember that I looked at flip through for all of them and then decided to get this one. So yeah, I think it tells a story, but I actually can't quite remember. It's basically just lots and lots of gorgeous anime-ish oh yeah, it has to be Dadamao because I think all pictures by Dadamao, or all books by Dadamao, have this booklet with all images in color in, which I love. You can just look at it and then take inspiration of this. And when I look at this, I think actually that each of these is like, this is the spirit and this is the human form. So this is like the fox spirit, like the water snake spirit, and maybe this is a wolf. So you can, oh, this is the wolf. See, like she has the ears. It's the cat spirit, so she also has the ears for it. So yeah, I think actually that's the point of it, which I liked. So maybe there's a little kappa spirit or something, so she has the, yeah, I think that's what this is. But the illustrations are gorgeous. They're all basically single-sided, if you ignore that the spirit animal is on this side. I don't think I would use alcohol markers because it would disturb the image on this side too much, but of course you could. So, gorgeous art. Then I have this one. I'm really sorry that I don't know anymore what they were called. Of course I knew when I was buying them so that I could actually search for them. I think I got them all on AliExpress. And with shipping and everything, it came to about, you know, like price of a normal coloring book here. Oh, I'm sorry. This is a bit different than the other one because this is double-sided, and a lot of the pictures are actually double page spreads. And again, it's, you know, lots of anime characters and just gorgeous art. I used to watch a lot of anime when I was a teenager. Oh, the book is squeaky. Lots and lots. So I'm sorry that the book's a bit squeaky. So yeah, that speaks to my inner anime teenager that I still have, of course. And the front there are a couple of explanations how to, I don't know, color, I suppose. So yeah, super beautiful. I think this is, yeah, this is, it even says in English, luckily, this is Fine Color by Googly. Also very, very, very popular when it released. This, if you can tell, this is a super thick book. And this is mostly because it has extremely thick paper that I'm pretty sure would take water medium very well. It's pretty textured and very, very thick. It also has like this little spread with all, I think with all the characters in cutesy, but the book itself isn't cutesy at all. And then again we have the pictures that are shown inside in the original colored version. And this is a bit more creepy than I would usually like my books. But this is so special because of the paper used, that I had to have this. So this is still anime, but a bit more on the creepy side, you know. But not everything. Like, I mean, this guy has lots of skulls here, but he has a puppy, and she has a cat, so not creepy. I love this. I love this one too. I don't know whether I would color in this again, but this is just, you know, just for the art, it's amazing. This one. So yeah, most of them are double-sided. So this is Fine Color by Googly. And then we have Coloring Book of Flowers and Sweet Girls, and I'm pretty sure this is by Dadamao as well. Dadamao is just the best. I'd love to have all the coloring books by this artist. I don't know whether it's a her or him, but yeah, they just have this style that I really enjoy. Again, there we go. Ooh. Like there's like an overview of all the girls in here, and this is always girls and their corresponding dress. Really love this. So on one side you always have the dress, and on the other you have the girl wearing the dress. So this is the clever dress and the clever girl, basically, or the Cape Jasmine dress and the girl wearing it. I love this book. It's so pretty. And again, here are the girls again. And I started one in here. This one, the cornflower one. I think I used the Faber. It seems to be Faber-Castell and Pablo. And I wrote down that the polychromists don't work very well, but I remember having a bit of trouble with the paper. Didn't take the color too well, I remember, which I think is why I ultimately stopped coloring, because it wasn't very enjoyable. Yeah. As I said, this is, so the blue ones is Faber-Castell, and the dress is the dress here is Pablo's, but I remember this not being very fun. So I haven't figured out yet which colors are good to use. And I have a bit of an, you know, yellowing effect on the edges of the paper, which is weird because it was in my bookshelf all along. So yeah, but I mean, it's just gorgeous, isn't it? I love this. I love this kind of books that have like a theme, like the dress and the girl and such like this, things like that. I should go and see whether there are more books by Dadamao. Okay, then we have this book. One of my only Korean coloring books to date. I have 2 more on my way to me from Book Depository. For some reason they're still not here. I don't know, they got lost on the way, so maybe I'm going to include them in some other part of the video, but for now this is the one. I've wanted this for so long, and it was only available through Etsy, so with shipping and everything was so expensive that I could never justify it, even though I really love this. But now Book Depository carries a couple of Korean coloring books, and this is among them. If I don't forget, I'm going to put the Book Depository link in the description box below so that you can look this up. In English, I think this is called something like The Day We Finally Meet. And it has lots of pictures of just, you know, little animal families. And I just always wanted to have this. This is basically how it looks. It has, I think these are nursery rhymes on here. I don't read Korean, I don't understand Korean, so I couldn't know. But for example, here is the cat family with the cat or the kitten, the duck family, the bunny family, the rabbit family, I'd say, with a little rabbit kid, raccoon family, and it's basically just, you know, anthropomorphic animals in this very cute style of families. And I think this is just too cute, and I was so happy when I saw this on Book Depository, because this is one of the books that I've always wanted to have, always. So super glad that this is in my collection. The Day We Finally Meet, Korean coloring book. Okay, so now I got a big pile of books. So my Japanese, all my Japanese coloring books. I love Japanese coloring books. I have tons of them, and I you know, just continue order them, because I personally think that the Japanese, they have so wonderful coloring books. I love the style. It's just all very cutesy, which I love. So if you like cutesy stuff and cutesy animals and things like that, then the Japanese coloring books are for you. So then I have 3 books from the Colors Make You Happy series by Miki Take. There's 4 books in this series by now. There were 3 original releases. I'm missing the pink one. And then this one just released like in May 2020. They all follow kinda different themes. This is the Dream Princesses one. This has, you know, some little activity stuff in the back, and then they are, you know, they have lots and lots of princesses, as you can see, and princessy stuff. And then we also have like the fairy tale princesses very loosely. I mean, this is the Wizard of Oz. I don't think she's a princess. And this is the Matchstick Girl, Red Riding Hood. Pretty sure this is from a fairy tale as well. I just cannot remember right now. This is obviously Alice in Wonderland. This is Rose Red, I'd say, or her sister. I don't know. She looks like Tinkerbell. Thumbelina. This might be the Little Mermaid. She's probably like an Asian princess, Snow White, Rapunzel, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty. So this is the princess Colors Make You Happy book. Then I have the Dream Happiness Color Make You Happy book. Colors Make You Happy book. In the back you have the Asian Zodiac, which I appreciate a lot. I love this, as you know. And then you have lots of like dreamy things. Like these owls, aren't they precious? I love this one, the storks with the baby bunnies. This one's Beauty and the Beast inspired, obviously. There's another one, this one, I love this one with the dragon very, very much. And look at the angry bat here. So yeah, this is the happiness one. I call them the yellow and the blue one, and I'm missing the pink one. I should really get that. As I said, this just released. This is the Dream Stages book. So it's all about of all kinds of stages, like opera and ballet and such. So everybody's dancing in the book. And we have like a circus here. I really love that the subject matter is a bit, you know, diverse now. We don't have just, you know, Western or Asian people, but, you know, these look very tropical. Then we have some, you know, like Arabic ones, or oh no, maybe she's Indian. Probably she's Indian actually. So yeah, really like this one. So yeah, they're all on stage and performing and dancing. I mean, this is ballet, obviously. This looks like Alice. Oh, an Alice inspired page. Oh, very fun. Giselle, like the ballet. I really like this. So yeah, maybe, you know, it's not only dancing but also like plays, I suppose. Really fun. I mean, this may be Romeo and Juliet. Oh yeah, this probably is Romeo and Juliet. This lacks an index though, sadly, so you can't be sure. But this is Colors Make You Happy by Miki Takei. As I said, I have 3 of the 4 books available. I think there's also a postcard book. And as I said, there's a pink one that I don't have, but I want to get at some point. Then I have True Love by Inko Kotoriyama. This is actually the English release, and I got this used somewhere. I don't know whether the English release is still in print. Yeah, and I think this follows the story of this cow finding true love. Yeah, Lulu. So Lulu is the cow who searches for Mr. Hart. Yeah, you know. And then yeah, this is the story basically, with a little, you know, with little blurbs and texts. Really love this. I think this artist has another book out that I always meant to get. It's a bit of an activity book as well, I think. It's one of the earlier coloring books. Oh, yeah, and then you have the answers to the puzzles here. Yeah, True Love by Inko Kotoriyama. As I said, there was an English release that I don't know whether it's, I don't think it's still in print, otherwise I wouldn't have gotten it used, I think. But I'm pretty sure that the Japanese one is still available. This is one of my favorite books. This is Keiko Kotagiri is the artist, and Tanya. She's Tanya. This is called Yasuragi no Koen, and well, it's has lots of cats in there. It's lots of Tanya. There's a second book with Tanya in the Bumblebee now, but I didn't get this yet. So here's Tanya and her friends, I suppose. And it's all about, you know, this the garden, and I like that like here's Tanya, and then she goes into the garden, I think. So this next picture where she's gone in, and then she's here, she looks at this picture, and this is what you see on this side. More Tanya. And then food, and I think this is the porcelain for the food. And then I think she has a picnic, yeah. And I think then she starts dreaming or something, the cat. And it just kind of follows from one photo to the next. And I just love this kitty so much. Tanya. Just let me page a bit more. And like then Tanya goes traveling. I see she goes to Germany apparently, and then to Mexico. All kinds of stuff, and then she returns home. It's very, very, very imaginative. I really love this. Yasuragi no Koen by Kiko Katagiri and Tanya. And as I said, there's a second one. Oh, maybe I should really get this. Why did I get this? I think it's so cute. Tanya. Then we have all my Eerie books. I have 9 or 10 of them. First up are the Romantic Country books. There are 3 books out, and I have, it's a bit weird, I have the first one in English, and I think you can still get this in English. The second one I have twice, one in English and in Japanese, and the third I only have in Japanese. The second you can still get in English, and for some reason that I do not know, the third one is not available in English anymore, and I don't even have this. It's very annoying. I should have bought this in English. So yeah, let's just go through them. They're very, very popular, you know them, I'm pretty sure. They follow this story about Kokot. This is the island. And there are, you know, chapters about parts of the island. And she has, I love Eerie's style. She's one of my favorite illustrators. And I have started one in here. I think I followed a tutorial for this, and I really love doing this. It I found that with Japanese books, the polychromes and the Pablos often don't work, but the Prismacolor will work wonderfully. So this is done in Prismacolor, and I remember they had so much fun with them because they worked so nice on the paper. But I think I got so annoyed that I did these as a, you know, opaque thingies instead of just see-through lines. I mean, she hasn't continued with the picture here, so I mean, maybe they are supposed to be opaque, but I think it looks a bit weird. So I really should continue doing this. I think it was or maybe it wasn't a tutorial, I actually don't know. Should continue with this, I really love this. Yeah. And the back, what is this? I think it's a it's a map. It's a map. No, I think you can build something with this. So I don't know. Let me just, you know, page through the rest of the book so that you've seen more of this. I love her style. I can't get enough of her stuff. I love this. Really, really love the style. And I think there we have like main characters. Let me check. I thought, you know, this guy or one of the geese was a character, because it features in a lot of pictures, but maybe not. So yeah, this is Romantic Country by Eerie, the first tale. Then we have the second tale. Again, you know, featuring the island. And again it says, you know, we have little chapters, and in the back, I think it's in the other book too, there's always a description of what you see in the picture. It's her little story, and she has this for all of her books. She always has a little description. So this, you know, follows the tale basically. So you can look up what this is supposed to be when you color this. Just love this little kitty here. So yeah, the second tale is a bit more fantastical. I've started this and I've tried this apparently with the Pablos, but I remember, and that's also why I stopped. They just don't work on this paper. You have to use Prismacolor because it's way too smooth. Prismacolor is super nice. Yeah. This is Eerie, Romantic Country, the second tale. And then we have the third tale. I'm so sad that I remember that I got these in Japanese very early on when they were still available in English. And I bought the first and the second in English as well, but I never with the third, even though it was still available, I know, and now it's not. I mean, it's the same pictures and, you know, but it's just nicer. Yeah, nicer when you can read the story. So here are the main characters. I knew there were some. Elena and Josef. So here it's the duck. So we still follow the tale and the island, and here you have all the little blurbs and the island. I love her books. I mean, I shouldn't, you know, do more in her books when I love her so much, huh? Maybe finish the one I started there. Okay, so these were the 3 Romantic Country ones, of which I have the second one twice, I don't know why. Then comes the next trilogy. These are her 3 tracing books. And the special thing about these is that the images in the book are the lines in the book are very, very, very light. So I'm going to show you, but it's probably not going to show up too well on camera. I have done in-depth reviews for all of these, where I've tried to enhance the image quality so that you can actually see the pictures. I think this is the first. This is tracing around the world. So this is basically just showing all kinds of you know, places around the world. The cover is actually a map, you can call that. And then she has all these places on the world map and explains where everything is and what it depicts. I'm just going to page through a bit. As I said, it's very, very faint. The lines are very, very light, and you're supposed to just trace the outlines yourself, and then either leave it like that. I think she has an explanation in front. Yeah, like just trace it and then, you know, color in or don't. That's the idea behind this, and I really like the effect because it looks very different from other coloring books, because it just doesn't have black lines, and the lines do fade away when colored in. Yeah, so you know, you have all the difference. This is, you know, in Russia, Moscow, and so you have Sweden and Finland, and you have Germany, you know, all kinds of just famous places around the world. I really like this one. So tracing around the world. Then this is tracing around festivals, I think. So this time she has, oh, there's no map. She has depicted all kinds of festivals around the world. And this goes through the year. So we start with New Year's, for example, and then let's see, we have Holi Festival, which I think is in India, and then I have a little cheat thing here. I did again an in-depth review about all of this, where I just go through all of the pictures and all everything. So again, you know, she says which festival this is, on which date this is, in which country this is, and just explains a bit about it. So we should have Easter, or for example, this is St. Patrick's Day, obviously. And she says, for example, this is in Ireland, and it's on the 17th of March, and yeah, things like that. It just goes off all through all the world, basically. So. And again, this is the line art is very, very, very light, so that you can trace. I really like the idea. It's very imaginative. Some of the pictures aren't very detailed at all, actually. I have done one in here. This one. But this is like a German festival, Walpurgisnacht, where the witches come out and to dance around the fire during the night. So doesn't quite look like that. I think I used all Prismacolor in here, based on the experiences I made in her other books, and I based some of this with New Color, I think. I'm pretty sure that I did the wood, and I tried some tutorial for the wood in here, which I really like the effect, and some for the bricks back here, and then of course there's the kitty cats. Really like how this turned out, and I think I used some gel pen on here and on to make some sparkles. And white Posca on the kitties and on her, and the Posca turned pink, I think. Or maybe it wasn't Posca, I don't know. Maybe it's just the gel pen. But yeah, did this in April 2019, and I really like this. And as you can see, there's no, you absolutely can't see any lines, or almost none. Like here in the greenery you can somewhat, but I just outlined it with green. I just followed her line work with my pencil, and it completely blends. Really love how this looks. So yeah, really like her idea. I think these are some that other people have done. So yeah, tracing around festivals. And then we have the last one. This is tracing around world history, and again she goes through all of the world history from the very, very, very start, yeah, like 250 million years ago or something, like, and then just goes on through history, as you can tell. Like we have the Egyptians here, and she goes, it's all around the world. And slowly we go now in the 18th century, And again, you know, she has a little description in here with the year and a little blurb about what she's showing. And we go all the way to early 20th century. So really like this as well. It's very, very imaginative. And again, it's very, very light. Hope you can see some. It's very hard to make the lines show up better. Really should do more in here because I like this so much. Tracing Around World History by Eerie. So this is her tracing trilogy. And then this is her latest trilogy. Again, this is just normal line art now. And her books follow a theme again though. So the first one is like travel around World Heritage sites, I think is what you would translate it with. So now she has like all World Heritage sites in the different countries. So we start in Europe and then go through all the continents. And again, this follows two. Loosely follows two main characters. This is Manon and Hashi, and honestly, those two just look like the characters from Romantic Country, right? So we have like Versailles, and we have like I think this is supposed to be the Great Barrier Reef, and this is a national park in Africa, and yeah, different. This is in Germany, Cologne Cathedral and such. Different World Heritage sites, I think. The first one in the trilogy. Then we have so fairy tales. Again, I have in-depth reviews up, I hope, for all of these, where I just, you know, look at all the blurbs like here and just explain what everything is showing, because again, you have different fairy tales here, ordered by author this time. So for example, here you just have Japanese fairy tales. Here you have Lewis Carroll, for example, and so on. And so you just have the different fairy tales from different regions and different authors. So it's not only the fairy tales as we know it, but, you know, Hans Christian Andersen and such. This is Snow White. And Hansel and Gretel, I think that's supposed to be. This is the Snow Queen. I think that's the name of the story. I think Scheherazade is her, Pinocchio, and so on and so on. The Wizard of Oz. This is in this one. I love this one as well. And then we continue the theme. This is basically like the fairy tale one, but now with more indescript legends. Again, I've tried to loosely translate as best as to my abilities what was shown, though this was a bit harder if I don't know what's actually depicted. Like this is a Russian legend about how the zodiacs, or how one of the star constellations actually was formed, or this is Iris, the messenger goddess. So you see it's still legends somehow. This is a unicorn, and this is a kitsune wedding that you say, you know, when you see like glowing lights in the dark in Japan, you say it's a kitsune wedding. Cleopatra, the Arthurian legend. I think there's also some gods in here. The legend of Baba Yaga, you know, all kinds of things, all through the world as well. So legends. So that's the third trilogy by her. I do love all her books, but I do still think that the Romantic Country series is my favorite, because it's more whimsical and she could just, you know, draw whatever, and it's like loosely a story. Then I have 3 books by Ai Kawasora. The first that I have since quite a while is Hana no Sanpo Mochi, which basically is like a flower walk road. That's a literal translation. And it has scenes of all kinds of countries. Like it starts with Switzerland and obviously with the Alps, and then goes through all the different countries. Like we're still in Switzerland here, and then we go over, I think this is France, and so on and so on. I'm just, you know, flipping through here quickly, just so that you can get an impression of what this is. Like China, very beautiful. And the point, of course, is on the flowers of Canada here, Russia, Finland. This is England. Germany is in here somewhere as well, let me check. Spain. France. In the back, again, you have like an index. And the index shows the pictures with the country and also says which flowers are shown. So that you can, you know, look up the flowers and color them accordingly. Where's Germany? I know Germany was in here. France, Spain, Italy, after Italy, wait. This is Germany. So, yeah. As I said, in the back you can check which flowers are shown, so that you can color them in. So this is Hana no Sanpo. This went out of print. Then I got these 2 books. And especially, this does look a bit similar, doesn't it? But the title is completely different. Or not completely different, but it's different. And again, this is 2. But, and for this one, there's a second volume, but also this was out of print, which made me very sad. But as it turns out, even though the titles are different, these are reprints of the first and the second volume of Hana no Sanpo. So this actually is a reprint of this one. It's not identical, but it's similar enough that I am a bit annoyed that I got both. I should stop getting, you know, doubles of coloring books. And this has again an index, just this time in the front. And you can see this starts in England. But these are the same illustrations. And it's just, you know, another one on top. So England were these 2 here in the first one, and now England are these 2. And then we get a third one. And then I think it's the same with Italy. Or Italy is exactly the same as is with Germany. They're just, you know, arranged a bit differently, but I think they're basically the same. So if you're sad that you couldn't get the Hana no Sanpo one, this one by Kawasora, get this one. Even though the title is different, the content is the same. And well, it turns out this is actually the second volume to this book. Again, you know, it doesn't say second volume, but it is, and I'm super happy I have this, because again, this does the exact same thing. You have all kinds of locations, and then their flowers. And I like this one very, very much because it not only has like countries, this also has like single famous locations. Like this is Santorini, the very, very, very famous caldera is here. And then you have Malta, also something. I mean, I have a lot of these books that have where they pick countries by now. I think most of them Japanese, all of them Japanese. But for example, Santorini has never been in there. Malta has never been in there. Sicily has never been in there. Burano Island, I don't think has ever been in there. Jamaica, Java. So all kinds of locations that I have never seen featured. And lots of them are actually tropical. So, you know, Puerto Rico, Isle of Skye, I just paged through this. Iceland, Easter Island, like Madagascar, Mauritius. Oh, isn't he the sweetest? Fiji. So yeah, I'm really, really happy I got this. And what a happy coincidence that this... I was just so sad that I couldn't get the second volume of Hana no Sanpo because it was out of print. And I was so confused why it was already out of print. So I got this one and this one. And even though, again, this is kind of a double for me now. Yeah, I got this one. I'm so happy about this. Then I have Wild Mouse Yuri's Sketchbook and Kuma-san's, I don't know, Happy Town or something. Kuma-san like the bear. So this is Yuri, this is a mouse, and Kuma-san, this is this bear family. The books are a bit smaller than usual, and they're by different authors even though they belong to the same series. This is by Waka Nakauchi, and this is done by Makiko Inatome. So they follow a bit of a story, like a lot of Japanese books do, and in the beginning you have, this is so pretty, like examples of how you could color the pictures inside. These are all the bears in the story with their names, like Dobi, Blemi, oh, my Japanese is bad, Koko, Lulu, Meru. Yeah, so there's five bear kids and their story, or their adventures, I suppose. You have an index, as is very often the case in Japanese books. This is apparently some bonus, you know, that you can do. Just, oh, this is very busy. All kinds of very, very sweet images of adventures of these 5 bears in the town. And similarly, this is basically the adventures of Yuri with the mouse here again. And this book follows the season, so it starts in spring and then goes over to summer, autumn, winter. You have all of these characters that show up. This is Puchi. Puchi is very important. It's like it's Yuri's friend, Yuri's fairy spirit friend, and Puchi is everywhere. Puchi is so sweet. So if you look how Puchi is supposed to be colored, it's just like this brown. I think I'd do him like pink. So yeah, this is just Yuri's adventures and the things he sketches. Like these are his sketches throughout the year. And again, you have a like an index of all the pictures. So yeah, these two books in the series, the ones with Yuri and the ones with the little bear family. This is Fantasy Season, or Dobutsu no Fantasy Season, by Ode Yukako. And again, this is just a very, 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 very cute book with lots of animals. And this goes through the seasons. I think in the back you have a little map of everything that's shown. So we start with a B is here, so A should be. So it's basically, you know, B is here, so B is page 8 to 9, and where's A? Can you see A? Oh, A is here. So you can, you know, check. This is the whole map of the place. So, and in the very corner there's the month given, and you know, if I had unlimited time, which I sadly don't, but at some point in my life maybe I will have, I dream of just, you know, coloring a page or something in this for each corresponding month. So this is still January, February, you can tell it's still cold. Then we go into March. Well, it's way too cold to get, you know, ice cream in March here, but you know, depends on where you live, I suppose. And so on and so on. This is June, for example. And you can see it's all, you know, super cute animals. This is November. This is December with Christmas all through the season. And I think in the back there's, as is usual with all Japanese books, like, you know, little postcards and tags. So this is dhoIU fantasy season. You can still get this on Amazon Japan, no problem. Then I have these two books. This is Rhapsody in the Forest and Menuet de Bonheur, I think, are the original Japanese names. These two books are by Kanako Igusa, and I do have the Dutch version by Moose. You can still get the Japanese version. I think you can still get the Dutch version, and as far as I know, there will be an English release from midpoint this year to end of this year. She also has a third book out that I don't have, because I think that never came out by this Dutch publisher. Have I mentioned how much I love this Dutch publisher? Yeah, so Kanako Igusa, very, very, very popular. She has these very, very, very busy pages with all the cute animals. Super cute. I've seen this done for Halloween a lot. Yeah, a lot of her pages are very busy. Very, very busy. But it's very cute. I love this one. So Rhapsody in the Forest, or Rhapsody in het bos in Dutch, I suppose. And Menuet de Bonheur. Again, lots of cute. Aww, an animal wedding. The bunnies get married. Aww. Lots of cute anthropomorphic animals. I love this one. They're actually a bit too busy for my taste. Almost. Kanako Igusa, again, she has a third one out, a third volume that I don't have. Yeah, I think I'm going to get the third book, as I said in my flip through in the first part, where I have the Coloring Heaven magazine by her, which has a lot of illustrations from that third book. I've compared it a bit, but the third book still has a lot of images that I really think are so cute, so I'm still getting it even though I have the Coloring Heaven one. So then I have two books by Chiaki Ida. And I actually managed to have this twice, because this is the Korean version. They're originally in Japanese. This is the Dream Room book, and this is the Dream City book. or Dream Store's book. You can get both books at Book Depository. I'm pretty sure, I know for this one, I'm pretty sure you can get this one there too, in the Korean version. But it doesn't matter, I mean, it does look the same. So this is the Dream Rooms one, where in the back she gives all the houses that you're going to visit, and you don't see much of the houses, but you see the rooms inside. Like, let's just take the last one. The last one is like this cabin or chateau or something. These are the pictures from there, and you can tell, for example, this is the dome-shaped room where she's here. Yeah. Or this is the train one. This one. And I really like these themed books. I really like the art. So this is just, you know, all kinds of different rooms. Or different themes. There's also an Asian one somewhere, or Japanese one. I really like that one. Let me check. Can't seem to find it. It's a very traditional Japanese one with tatami and here it is. Really love this one too. So this is Chiaki Ida. I think it's my dream rooms. And this is the store one. So as with the other, you do visit different places. And in the beginning she gives, what is it in the back? Somewhere? Yeah. In the back she just gives the map of the whole city and then indicates where you go. Like, again, the search for A. I think A was the bookshop. Where's A? B, C is here. Oh, A is here. So we start with the bookshop, as it says here. So we begin with bookshop, and then she has a couple of pages per store, like with a bakery, a flower shop, all kinds of stuff. And yeah, I like this book, but not enough to have it twice. This was just, or this rather, I just got confused with which of the two I actually had. I ordered this just a couple of days ago, or weeks ago actually, and yeah, this is one of the reasons why I needed to do this whole look through all of my collections, so that I can actually see what books I own and don't buy them twice on accident. So yeah, the Dream Room and Dream Store collection by Chiaki Ida. And with that, we are through all of my Asian coloring books, I think. I love these so much. I think if you take away all of my coloring books and leave me the Japanese one, I'd be happy, even though I haven't colored much in them, strangely enough. So yeah, really should get on that, and maybe color in the Fantasy season 1 or something. Okay, so for the next part, we're going to look at this time for sure. I mean, I think I promised it in the last part, but this time we really are looking at my Creative Haven. I think I said Coloring Haven the whole time. Creative Haven books. Yeah, some assorted series where I have a couple of books off, and then just, you know, random books. So, as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this. You're still with me. I don't know how many parts and hours in. And hope to see you for the next part. So, bye!